Keeping Up with Wang, exploring the world of fashion.
Hey everyone, welcome to today's podcast where we are diving into the world of cyberpunk aesthetics. We've got Chase here with us today, a grad student from Monash University who's studying IT. So glad to have you here, Chase.
A pleasure.
Alright, Chase, I'm super curious. You're a tech guy, right? So what's your take on cyberpunk and how much do you think IT and cyberpunk are connected?
We checked out a bunch of novels, movies, and games with the cyberpunk theme, like Blade Runner, Minority Report, and all that. And I'm currently playing a game called Cyberpunk 2077. Cyberpunk is all about the future world where the technology is insane advanced, but the quality of life of people, especially the poor, is just getting worse. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer. The folks at the bottom, well, they don't have much hope and their lives are just monotonous, like they're stuck in a loop. Some of them even turn into the extreme crazy anti-government punk movement, and a big part of their words revolves around AI and machine learning, which is exactly what we're diving into the IT field these days.
With all the media you mentioned out there, there's been a huge wave of interest in cyberpunk aesthetics. The clothing in cyberpunk often come with high-end modeling and over-the-top styles. Sometimes people even Photoshop their clothes to give them a futuristic vibe. And yeah, some brands are starting to produce cyberpunk-style clothes, but if you wear them out in public in today's society, won't you get some weird looks? A lot of people might just think it's cosplay. Does that mean that cyberpunk as a fashion aesthetic is just a concept and not really something you can bring into real life?
I think there are two main styles when it comes to cyberpunk fashion. First, you've got the standardized institutional look for the so-called upper class, and then there's the style that's represented lower class, which is heavily influenced by punk. The latter, which is unique and broad appearance, is a bit more eclectic, but in my opinion, this aesthetic actually come from modern punk, since they organized from real life. They can totally be incorporated into our daily world.
But the most influential phase of cyberpunk got a lot of things wrong, especially how it thought we develop technology. In reality, technology has become more about controlling and monitoring consumers, making everything standard to serve corporate interests, not really empower individuals. So if cyberpunk as a genre is kind of outdated by our current reality, can it still be a source of inspiration for practical futuristic fashion?
In the real world, yeah, technology is increasingly being used to monitor and control consumers, all for the benefits of big corporations. This kind of strays from our original spirit of cyberpunk, which was all about resisting authority and championing individual freedom. But despite all that, cyberpunk as an aesthetic and cultural movement still has its value and influence, when it comes to clothing and fashion. The cyberpunk style is often used to express rebellion, futurism, and challenge to authority. Its design elements like metallic details, dark colors, exaggerated accessories, and functional fabrics can be a great source of inspiration for creating practical, futuristic outfits. And some people, they see cyberpunk fashion as a way to consume rather than style. It's all about being on trend, whether in clothing or socializing.
Like we've talked about, most cyberpunk themes are all about future society, where technological progress and corporate corruption have created a net marriage world. And it feels like we've pretty much arrived at the future that cyberpunk was pointing to. We are actually living in a cyberpunk world now. The old school cyberpunk isn't really a vision of the future anymore. It's more like a ritual futuristic backdrop. Do you think it's possible to create a new kind of cyberpunk setting that updates the vision for the future from the perspective of the 2020s?
I think the issue lies in the fact that the classic view of cyberpunk comes from the 1980s. That was the area characterized by high unemployment, government politics, favoring the rich at the expense of the poor, the spirit of entrepreneurship, the philosophy that great is good, not to mention the rapid advance in technology. So maybe a better way to phrase this question is, how can we deduce a captivating dystopian futuristic setting from the 2020s? Our main issues today include the environment, severe political polarization, the aftermath of serious disease, corporate dominance over public domains, and so on. If mainstream culture is addressing these issues within a sci-fi context in a digital media, Black Mirror may be the most overt work to doing so. Does that count as cyberpunk? Either way, it seems like a good starting point.
Alright, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. How fashion aesthetics are linked to social issues and showcased on digital media is indeed a thought-provoking topic. I'm Rachel. Thanks for listening my podcast. See you in next episode.